Hello and welcome to the third in our digital transformation series on cloud computing. In this playlist we have interviewed a number of our clients about the topic, and three key themes emerge. First of all, the different models of cloud computing given the imprecision of that term. Secondly, the commercial drivers or benefits of that and how organisations are thinking about a pay-as-you-go model. And thirdly, inevitably, the challenges that arise, not just legal ones, although of course we'll be talking about those, but also the cultural ones, and issues operationally in terms of the standardisation that cloud models imply, and of course the much talked about information security aspects. Computing on demand, or loosely speaking, cloud computing, has potentially a very important role to play in your overall digital transformation strategy. The idea of renting rather than owning the IT infrastructure that your organisation uses has some very considerable benefits to it. There's a lot to think about in taking on that model, even though, in fact, many organisations have done a form of cloud computing or used it in parts of their estate for some time now. There are a number of headlines that everyone's read about. First and foremost, perhaps, the international data transfers, the inherently global or international nature of the supply chain in a cloud computing context, and associated with it in a shared computing environment, the information security issues that arise need to be untangled. Who owns the data? Which parts of the infrastructure do you have control over, and how safe is it? All need to be unbundled. And more fundamentally, managing your supply chain and understanding who is in that supply chain are critical factors for an organisation to consider when it's thinking about cloud computing. At an operational level, there's service levels and what level of availability is actually acceptable for the function in question that you have in mind. Stepping back from these then and thinking about what the legal job is, due diligence is critical to the whole thing, because what's on offer differs enormously between different service providers. And in that light, if you're in a regulated industry, then of course you have to think about how some of these factors are going to play out in your regulatory environment. So for example, audit rights over the service providers and the information security controls over the data in question emerge as leading themes, as well as, of course, law enforcement access to that data in different jurisdictions. In this playlist, you'll find a number of insights from market participants in cloud computing, exploring a number of the issues in cloud that we've touched upon, the operational and commercial challenges, the commercial benefits and drivers for cloud. We very much hope you'll enjoy this series.